Shalom, 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 shalom.
Shalom.
You know, before we get started, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect Akim that are laboring by pushing this word of truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nahar out here at Hebrew Israelites of Idaho, along with your brother Shawab Ahmawan, and on the page Fisher Turn 104 with your brother Ashamath. And we're just going to be going into a news and prophecy and filtering some updated events through scriptures. And if any of you brothers wanted to say anything, then I was going to just lead into the first scripture that I had. This is Ezekiel 21, and I'm going to start at 9. This is, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. And that sword, we understand, is, this coming judgments, but ultimately Esau Edom leading the charge, which is the sword that's going to bring those judgments off of the order given by Yahweh for Jacob's trouble, to commence. But this is verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So we see that these judgments and that Esau Edom is setting up the system to bring the new world order into fruition, bring it into the plans that he put on paper into your real life scenarios. So we see all these things happening, but you still have people worrying about what they're gonna do on their vacation this summer, what baseball game they're gonna go to once the season starts again, et cetera, worrying about all things, happy-go-lucky type mentality. But we're telling you that that's not the type of mentality to be in because of the things that we see coming on the horizon. I'm gonna read one more, and then I'll let you brothers take it. This is 11 out of Ezekiel 21. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And we understand that blessing was given to Esau Edom, which is that sword, which is his blessing. And the sword isn't just, a sword or a gun. It's any killing instrument that damages you. And that comes by way of the food that he puts for you to eat, the chemicals he sprays in the sky, the chemicals he leaches in your water system, all working towards the end goal of eradicating the Israelite man, woman, and child.
That's right. I got a quick precept on that. This is Psalm 17, and let me get it real quick. This is 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Going into what the brother Nahar was saying, that Esau Edom is considered that sword, all right, because that was the blessing that was given onto him, was the sword, to destroy the earth with death, all right, and he also takes away peace from the earth, all right, and like the brother was saying, we're right now not to be in that actual time of mirth, and here it is that all these different things, all right, are actually happening. All right, if as a matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. This is Second Ezra's 16. Lock in, let me get to it. Second Ezra 16, and I believe it's 19. It says, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be away mindful of the scourges. These different things that are happening upon the world, all right, here it is that they continue to just do their wickedness and continue in their wickedness and have pleasure in doing wickedness, man. They actually love darkness, rather than righteousness, and our people are Sodom's children for that. All right. Let me bring this out real quick too.
I do have one too when you're done, to back you up.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see? And the mirth of the land is gone, like it tells you in Isaiah the 24th chapter, man. All that mirth is going to be taken away. And even when these people go out to have a good time, man, you can see it in their spirit that it ain't the same type of fun that we used to have maybe 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that people are constantly talking about what's going on a daily basis. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about that? You know, people are worried. I was doing a lesson earlier about that, earlier, where it says, what was the title of it that I gave? Damn, I can't get it out. Damn, I forgot the title that I did earlier. But it was basically going into, that everybody, desperate times calls for desperate measures.
I was just gonna look it up.
Yeah, that's exactly what what's happening. You see the desperation in these people's faces because not only are the prophets bringing out this word, all right, and cutting them with it, all right, they actually starting to see that everything that we're talking about is coming to reality, becoming reality. It's no longer, a conspiracy. It's no longer, some bugged out people just talking whatever they want out their ass. These things are actually coming to light, and the Lord told you that these things was going to happen. Everything has got a vision for the appointed time. We have to wait on it, and the Lord's going to come right on time with what judgments he's bringing. But go ahead.
Ron, going into, exactly the same topic that we're speaking on about getting that payment, that judgment. This is Deuteronomy 7:9. It says, "Know therefore that the Lord Yahweh, thy power, he is God, the faithful God, that keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him, he will repay him to his face." Beautiful. So, beautiful. These people are getting their good old American dream destroyed right in front of them. I saw this Edomite lady losing it on the news that I saw on the internet. She said, "My grocery bill is looking like a car payment, and my Costco bill is looking like a mortgage payment." And they're worried because they're having to spend more money on food. The fact that they can still buy food in the first place shows you that they ain't struggling that bad. So,
you got something, Ash? Yep. I got something.
This is I was looking for this actually because I was reading it a little earlier. This is Hosea 4:4. Beautiful. Yep. Let me see. I'm gonna get right to the point. I was gonna start at the top, but I'm gonna just get right to the point.
I was gonna say that you might as well start at the top.
Yeah, I'll start at the top. If you want to break it down, you can break it down. I read it. This is Hosea 4:1, and it reads, "Hear the word of Adonai Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, ye children of Israel." And you have a lot of our people, they're rebellious children. They don't want to hear the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They'd rather stick, to what they're doing and, engage in their own folly. A lot of people are going to be destroyed because they refuse to hearken to the words of the prophets, man. And this is Hosea 4:1 again from the top. "Hear the word of Adonai Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you children of Israel. For the Lord, Adonai Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, had a controversy with the inhabitants of the land because there is no truth." And a lot of our people flee from this truth. As soon as they hear, that all nations can be saved, there's a chosen nation of people. There's a judgment coming for the people that put hell in our people. That the Heavenly Father doesn't love. Esau, Edom, they get offended. That there's no such thing as hell. Reincarnation, so on and so forth. Some of the meteor topics, they get offended. And it reads, "Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in the land." And you can relate that to the land that we're living in right now, in the land of gross darkness. This is Hosea 4:2, and it reads, "By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." And you have that at an all-time high in Babylon the Great. This place is built on abominations, whoredom, slavery, murder, robbery, Hosea 4:3, and it reads, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea shall be taken away. And after the ICBMs hit this place, that's exactly what's going to happen to this place. This is the point right here. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. And the priesthoods open up to all 12 tribes now. You have Southern or Northern Kingdom on this live stream right here. And what do our people do? They turn away the shoulder, man. Let me get that real quick. Zephaniah 7:11, Zechariah 7:11, Slack it. Zechariah 7:11, and it reads, but they refuse to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. And the reason why they do that is because they actually have a band of angels around them, blocking their eyesight, from entering into their eyes and blocking their ears, so they can't hear.
That's right.
Bring out this article. Okay, go ahead, bro. You got a precept. Bring it out, brother.
No, I was saying bring out 12 since you was right there. And Zechariah 12.
Let me get the sword open all over again. Zechariah 7:12, and it reads, I'm going to start with 11 again. And it reads, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts shall send. It's like I'm going to start again from the top. Yes, they made their they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which Yahweh Bashim Shai of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from Adawan Yahweh Bashim Shai of hosts, the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, the Lord of war. Going back to Hosea, I got to get it one more time, 4:4, because these are the same people who strive with the priests. They strive with the modern day priests. They come on the comment boards, they come to the highways and byways, and they mock and they scoff. They throw stones, and they kick against the pricks, man. This is Hosea 4:4, and it reads, yet let no man strive nor reprove another, because there's going to be a day when you're going to come out to the highways and byways, and we're going to be nowhere to be found. We're going to tell you before that happens, Jeremiah 15:2. Dust of the sword to the sword, dust of the famine to the famine, dust of the captivity to the captivity. Hosea 4:4, and it reads, hey, let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. And our people are still doing that to this day. And what they do with the prophet Jeremiah, they wanted to kill him and throw him in jail. The apostles, our Lord Yahushua, they were the ones that gave him up to the Romans, man.
And Samuel, when he was running through the history right before he got stoned.
Might as well take it down to 6, brother.
Yep, let me get.
And I actually had an article that goes into how you're saying that this generation is just wagging the hand. I can read the title real quick. It says, almost half of the U.S. millennials don't know, believe, or care if God exists. Study finds. Wow. So this is the most unbelieving generation based on this study that has ever been on earth.
And there's another article that I share with you guys. We'll probably get into that, as later on as a lesson gets more built up, about how everybody there's a higher percentage of people than ever that believe and are okay with abortions. They're down with Planned Parenthood, man. They're down with killing off the next generation. Basically assisted murder. Hosea 4:5, and it reads, therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me. And that's similar to what Samuel was said. That's similar to what Samuel was told. Because thou hast rejected the word of Adonai Yahweh Bashim Yashai, I rejected thee from being king.
Right.
Yep.
because we're known as a nation of kings and priests. Hosea 4:6, royalty, the real royalty. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
That's right. I got a quick one to back up what Nahar was just saying with that article. This is Deuteronomy 32:20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. And that just what the brother just brought out in that article. That what was it? What was the number on that? You said 75%?
Almost half. It says almost half. Yeah.
Oh,
So
we'll
it
start
says
with that.
43%.
We'll start with that article. Read the first paragraph and a half or whatever. We'll just rock in the spirit from there. Let me get a quick precept. This is 2nd Ezra 5, and we'll start from the top. 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, and it reads, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, the signs, the prophecies, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And that's what the brother's going into with their article. The land barren of faith.
Is that when I return, shall I find faith? Roughly paraphrasing.
Luke 18.
All right, this is from I'll just read the headline real quick. This is almost half of U.S. millennials don't know, believe, or care if God exists, study finds. This is more than 4 in 10 millennials in the United States do not know, believe, or care if God exists. According to Arizona Christian University research, a report produced by the university's Cultural Research Center concluded that the generation of Americans currently aged between 18 and 36 are, in quotations, threatening to reshape the nation's religious parameters beyond recognition. And that's what we see, like these satanic churches popping up in school, after school clubs and stuff like that, which is crazy. This says with 43% either atheist
speaking of school, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother, but there was an article that a brother shared, or it may have been a photo in the group chat on IG, where a teacher had the LGBTQ flag.
Oh yeah,
and the sign said, "I'm your mom now." Yeah, that shows you the sickness of this society, man. That shows you why the Lord needs to come back, man. Because if the Lord is to come back, there shall be no flesh saved. This man is trying to poison you through GMOs, through the yo jabba jabba. He's trying to get inside your body. He's trying to hack you. Put that charagma and that Neuralink in your brain. He wants to know your carbon footprint. How many footsteps you taken, how many humps you gave to bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? Inside your woman. That nigga wants to look at you through your smart TV and watch the sex. This nigga's a sicko, man. He wants to legalize bestiality.
Thinking of that video that just surfaced.
Real quick, 2nd Ezra 5 and 1. I'm gonna read down to 3. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. In Babylon the great destruction. And those who are set to get the sword all around the world, because the nukes aren't just going to hit America. The nukes are going to hit all around the world, Jerusalem and other places that are set to be destroyed through the spirit of power. Yahweh. And the way of truth shall be hidden. For those who aren't meant to get the gospel, you're not going to get it at all. We can read a million precepts to you, and if you're not of the elect, it's going to go right over your head. Like as the beloved elder high priest Arya said, if a nigga can't get it, we just moving on, man. Right. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. 2nd Ezra 5 and 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest. And evils are multiplied in the earth. That thou hast heard long ago. This is the point. And the land that thou seest now to have root shall be wasted suddenly. And that's what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. In 1 hour, it's going to
Yep.
be finito, out of there, by Vladimir, because it's going to be the Russians who are going to hit the red button, and the rest of the nations are going to hit the whore. Let me get a quick article, and we'll go in the spirit from here. We'll just rock article by article. I'm going to share the screen with this article.
I was going to mention too, another case dealing with school teachers with little children. There was a school teacher that got fired because she took out the United States flag from her classroom. She put up an LGB, rainbow flag, and then she had her kids do pledge allegiance to that one instead of the country one. So it goes to show you that, the mighty men from a good old red, white, and blue America to rainbow gang. So
straight sissy boys. That's what America turned into. Now, speaking of that, because there's an article I share with you guys on that. There's the military. They had this. They had a Navy. I just get it real quick since we're speaking on the topic. Switch gears. I'll get this a little later. As far as what I was going to get, I'll open up this article because I sent it to you guys. Let me see if
was it that Navy drag show or something like that, fashion drag show or something like that? They had a base.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
Nah, it was a different one.
Because that happened. I want to say that happened like almost 2 months ago, where it was a military base to push inclusion. They had a transgender drag show, fashion show, or something like that on the U.S. military base. What the hell does that look like? Looking at other countries that are trying to go to war with this big old bad mighty America.
It's been like that with the military. A lot of them motherfuckers in the military be on some low shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they called it "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" back in the day.
Exactly.
It's on Natural News. It's on Natural News. I'm gonna get it real quick because it's also on blacklistednews.com. I think it's on Natural News as well. Just because we're talking about that topic, I'll get this one because this is one I could find really easily. Now, this is pretty interesting. Slovakia. So many articles I wanted to go into.
God, you sent a lot. I'm like,
it's all good. So this is one we'll touch on since we're talking on that. And it reads: 66-year-old man says he was banned from donating blood after refusing to answer if he was pregnant.
God, I seen that.
So we'll pull this up to the screen. So a 66-year-old man says he was banned from donating blood after refusing to answer if he was pregnant. Now, this is the type of society that we live in, and that's why our country gets laughed at, man, because they push this bullshit. And you have a lot of countries that are tired of the bullshit. This is the next article I wanted to touch on since we're talking about that topic.
And Japan, that older man grew up in the generation where America was just a place to be, macho man, and now he's living in a society where he has no control over the effeminate type of culture. This place is getting pushed down his throat. So it's funny as hell. Sicko land.
This is the next one.
Down his throat.
This is the next one. It says Japan court. This is from today, June 21st, 2022, 2023.
Yeah. Come on.
You want to get Isaiah 29:16?
Got it.
Real quick. This is Japan. It says Japan court. And I'll get Jeremiah 51:7 as well.
And whenever you're ready for 29:16 up.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Isaiah 29:16. It reads, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" Question mark.
And that's what this nigga does when he does gender neutral. That's confusion. At the restroom where I'm at in the lobby, the little play area that I'm in right now, the little game area. If you look at the bathroom downstairs, there's 3 symbols on it: a man, a woman, then a half man, half woman. That's confusion, man. But this man normalizes that around the world. You have a lot of nations starting to get tired of it. Yep. And they're starting to call America out on the bullshit, like Japan.
I seen some interviews that they're doing at these Roe v. Wade protests and stuff like that. They're saying, "What is your gender?" and you get 20 different answers from two different people. They're like they're stumbling over their own words trying to describe what they are. So it's mad confusion.
You want to get Isaiah 19:2 real quick, brother?
Come on, this is
You
Isaiah.
you have a documentary. You got a documentary called "What Is a Woman" that was put out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it or heard about it, but it's
I heard about
pretty
it.
popular. And the fact that you even have to ask that question, that shows you that this is the city of confusion. And the city of confusion is being broken down by this word.
Yeah, that's the spirit right there, because I was just about to bring that out.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And like the brother was just going into, this is the city of confusion. That's why this place is about to go into lockdown, and the Lord is about to destroy this place, man, because the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. So this place has to.
And that word confusion is Babal.
That's right.
Which goes back to the Tower of Babel, which Nimrod tried to build, which Nimrod built basically to thumb his nose up at Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that word Nimrod goes back to rebellion. And this is a land of complete rebellion. As far as Babylon the Great, they push everything that's against the scriptures, and they push everything that's Isaiah 5:20. One of y'all brothers can get that, Woe unto him that says evil is good and good is evil, man. That's what this man does. Now, this is
no, go ahead. I was gonna say I had one in Isaiah 17, but whenever your brothers, this was Isaiah 17, Isaiah 17 and 13 says the nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, which is the commotion that they're making right now. It says, but Yahweh shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. So, hey, that's that final destruction. No matter what, these people are going to be like chaff, which is pretty much like the excess material that you get when you're processing wheat, which you put a little lighter to that thing and it'll, get engulfed in flames in a matter of seconds. So
I got the definition for chaff. It says the husk of corn or seed separated by winnowing or threshing. This is the point. Mm-hmm. Worthless things, trash. Worthless things, trash. That's what Babylon the Great is going to be after this place is done. It's going to be a wasteland, man. This is Jeremiah 51:7, real quick, and it reads, Slakia. Yep. I'm gonna get this header real quick for this article. I had it pulled up. Slakia. Just moving at warp speed. Oh man. Thanks, Slakia. I sent it to one of y'all brothers. Let me pull it up real quick. I just had it on my phone.
While you're getting that, I'm gonna get this precept that you wanted. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And that just goes to show that this place is ass backwards, man. You do something righteously, you're in trouble. Everybody looking at you crazy, but you do something wicked, you get a pat in the back. This is Amos 5:14. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the power of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. And they hate, him that rebuketh at the gate. That's why these people, as soon as we bringing out this word and we pretty much cutting them through the spirit, they have something to say bad about us, because we're out there rebuking them for the wickedness that they doing, man. And through the spirit, it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that's actually rebuking you, letting you know what's wicked and what's wrong. But these people love what? They love wickedness, man, and they have pleasure in doing wickedness, so they never turn from their ways.
This is the next article. I'll put it up on the screen real quick so you can see it. And it reads, Japan court has ruled that gay marriage is not protected by Constitution says
I was gonna
marriage
bring
was
that up,
created for bearing and raising children. That's Jeremiah 51:7. And it reads Babylon, talking about Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is America, you know. And this scripture, Jeremiah 51, is talking about Babylon the Great. And Babylon the Great is known as America among those that have the understanding, you know. Jeremiah 51:7.
And that just
Babylon,
goes to
go ahead, bro.
Salakiak. I was just gonna say, and that just goes to show you that these heathens, even though they're heathens, they still have more sense than the base man Esau Edom, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're still heathens and they're still going against the LGBTQ, society of that philosophy of wine that Esau tries to make the rest of the world drunk with. That's why I think it was South Korea, they canceled Sissy Boys, or was it China? I can't remember, but it was one of those countries that
Russia. China.
I want to say China. Yeah, they shut all that effeminate propaganda that you see on the news down, or on the TV down. But
And speaking of that, the other article just popped up because Blacklisted News is a little delayed. I'll get this as well, and I'll get the other one. And I'll read Jeremiah 51:7. And it reads, U.S. Navy releases bizarre training video urging recruits to create pronoun safe space. Let me read the first head. Let me read the first paragraph. And this is the image right here that they have. And on that shirt, he has, the LGBTQXYZ, alphabet, abominable alphabet suit shirt on, man, sweater on, man, with the new colors on there, which stand for pedophilia, and trainees, man, which they're trying to normalize through the Rainbow Gang, man. And it reads, U.S. Navy has released a video training which looks like a children's U.S. TV show encouraging sailors to announce their pronouns in order to create a safe space and avoid misgendering people. Misgendering people, man. But what did Japan say? Japan said they're tired of that shit. Let me get that article real quick. Oh, damn, I had to pull it off. Oh, shit.
I was trying to get one of them to load right now, too, out of that Seattle Times.
It's all good. Pull it up. It's right here on the screen. I just sent you a new one that just came out of talking about what they did with the guns as far as the Senate. It's breaking news. We'll get into that when we go into the guns. So we're just going to go through news articles and just go through prophecy, And there's a lot of news articles. There's a lot of stuff happening. So, we may be doing this a while until the computer dies. Lord's will. This is Japan court has ruled that gay marriage is not protected by Constitution, says marriage was created for bearing and raising children. So the other nations, they're starting to get tired of that cup, that yak that Esau Edom's passing them. They're starting to realize that that's a spiked drink,
Yep.
This is Jeremiah.
Slowly starting to realize who the son of perdition is.
Yep.
All these nations getting angry.
Like Method Man and Belly. I don't know if you've seen Belly when he was up in the club with Rico. And then Rico spiked his drink, and then he was like, motherfucker. broke out the 2 Desert Eagles and start busting on him. Well, that's what's happening with these other nations, man. They're starting to realize that Esau Edom, this nigga spiking your drink, man. Getting you loaded, getting you drunk, man. And he wants to fondle you, man. And then steal your riches, and then enslave you, man. Just like he did to the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Seminole Indian. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been the golden cup in the Lord's hand, and that made all the earth drunken. Through what? Through rape, robbery, murder, Christianity, Western thinking, putting women over men, exalting women worship the Queen of Heaven spirit, But a lot of nations are starting to realize that yak bottle that they're passing them, it ain't no good, man. Jeremiah 51:7, again from the top. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Through what? Through his philosophies, his way of life. Edomite supremacy. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And they're going to get so pissed off that they're going to launch those nukes over here. Moab's going to launch Moab over here, the mother of all bombs. Russia's going to launch the Satan 2, man, and those other ICBMs that we don't even know about.
Man, Today at the military graduation, when we get to those articles, they actually just released a new missile that surpasses the Satan II. That they made even a bigger
Hey,
one.
bring it out. Bring
That
it
yeah,
out, bro.
I have that.
Got a quick precept.
Kinda,
Go ahead,
I'll
bro.
look for it. I'll look for it. You guys can go.
This is Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You know, and going into what the brother Ash was just going into, you know, how these other nations are going to be pissed off at America. See, all these different philosophies they keep feeding on to the world, man. At one point, man, everybody's going to be pissed off at America. And, you know, the allies that were once, you know, with them are going to turn against them, you know. And hey, call Halal and La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for being, you know, getting ready to destroy this place, you know, because like the brother Nahar brought out, you know, what were you saying before? Oh, man.
Moab and the Satan #2.
Nah, that too, but it was something else you had brought out a precept before. It slipped my mind. It just came and went. But you know, these damn devils, man, they starting to really be pissed off at what America's putting them through. You know, trying to bring all these different philosophies and different, you know, ways upon all the earth.
The son of perdition, and the nations were angry.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what it was, because all these other nations are starting to realize that this is the damn devil, you know?
Yep.
Real quick, I call for it. They may have just slipped through the cracks. And since you're mentioning Russia and all those other nations, let's get it real quick. Isaiah 19 and 2. And
Yeah,
it
that's my
reads,
bad.
and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, Edomites against Edomites. On a small and on a grand scale, you're going to have, you know, people at each other's necks and at each other's throats, because in a few months, what's looking like to be a massive food famine is set to happen. That's why gas prices are through the roof, you know? And you have farmers, it's costing them double and triple to feed their livestock what it cost them a few months ago. And that's going to trickle down to your grocery stores. You know, there's already some places that have $32, $34, $35 for a pack of 12 burgers, you know? And when this thing first happened in 2020, you know, leading up to 2021, there was actual footage of the grocery stores in certain places of the country that had $151 for a pack of abominable ribs, man. You know, those pork ribs that Jake liked to mash on, man. You know, and there was in my neighborhood, just to give an example, because I like chicken wings. The same pack of chicken wings that cost $5, I went to go to the grocery store, and them joints is like $18. You know, now the price went down since then, but wait till the gas is like $12 a gallon, man. You know, wait till things get worse, and things are only going to get worse. They're not going to get better. You know,
exactly right, because the big thing right now.
Jeremiah 51 and 8. Like,
you got it.
Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say the main thing that's going up is not the meat; it's the grain to feed to raise the livestock. Because I was watching a farmer. It was a FFA, which is the Future Farmers of America. He was going over his pricing. He said the same 50-pound bag of grain was $37 this week or last week. He said this week it's $75. So it's going up by the week. And so that's grain price is going to increase, which is going to increase the price for meat, because the animals eat a lot. And they say they buy one of those bags once a week for just their 2 horses that they have. You know, and it's the same food.
Conflict over there in the Ukraine is affecting the grain, because that's the number 2 source in the whole world for grain. You know, the Ukraine, that area where they're conflicting at, man, the area where they're beefing at, man. You know, the area where they got funk in the streets, as we say out here. You know, Jeremiah 51 and 8, it reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. That's the point right here. Jeremiah 51 and 9, the prophet Jeremiah 51 and 9, and it reads, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Talking about Babylon the Great. Those pains, as far as the birth pains, are only going to get worse. And call Allah Yahweh Shai for that. That means our redemption is that much more nigh. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. You're going to have these Hamites, you so-called Africans. They're going to go back to Africa, man. After they're tired of selling you weaves, hair products that make your hair fall out. Those Moabites. After they're tired of selling you, rat and cat and your teriyaki and then your chicken, as chicken, for your chicken fried rice, your sweet and sour this, they're gonna go back to Moab land, man. Ammon doing the same thing. These heathens are gonna flee to their own countries, man, and that's starting to happen already. Jeremiah 51:9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven. And the scriptures say this place's sins have reached unto heaven. It says that in the book of Revelation, and is lifted up even to the skies, doublefold. Because you have this man in the skies looking to wage war against the Yahushua and his angels when he returns, and this man is lifted up with pride. Thinking he has a God complex. He wants to be the Most High. Through that RFID, C to the H to the I to the P, the chip with no dip, the chip with no salsa.
Sitting in the seat of the Most High, claiming that he is the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing.
Beautiful. That's good.
Did you want me to get that article out?
Get it.
This is the one talking about that the Satan 2 has been surpassed by, it's called the Sarmat. But I'm going to read it. This is released today. Putin gives update on newest Sarmat ICBM deployment. The Russian president says the first Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile will enter combat duty by the end of 2022. And this is just a real quick, the paragraph underneath it. It says Russia's newest Sarmat nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missile will be deployed in 2022, President Vladimir Putin has said. This is, quote, we have successfully tested the Sarmat heavy ICBM missile. According to the plan, the first such system will enter combat duty at the end of the year, Putin said in an address to graduating cadets on Tuesday. It says, real quick, the Rogozin added that Sarmats are much faster than Voyevodas and can strike targets at virtually unlimited range. So anywhere in the world. But
and the other
ICBM
missiles, I think they only had like a maximum capacity of like 6,000 miles they could travel. But these new ones, they can go
hypersonic.
Yeah, they can get there, man. And I believe those are the missiles. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm mistaken, correct me, please. Those ones can be detected by the interceptors.
Yep. You're right. They're too fast.
They can get over the fenced cities. Those defense cities. There's the Iron Dome, like they have over there in the Holy Land.
Israel.
They can penetrate the Iron Dome. Those hypersonic missiles, and they can launch one from Antarctica. To get your ass.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah the 13th chapter. The brother had that on the comment board. Shadow thy wings. The brother from San Fernando Valley. I'm gonna just go into it in the scriptures because I was gonna get 17 because Yahweh Shemi Ashai stirring up the Medes. This is Isaiah 13 and 13, and it reads, "Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be moved out of her place in the wrath of Adonai Yahweh Shemi Ashai of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, that shall every man turn to his own people and flee out into his own land," matching up with Jeremiah 51:9. Isaiah 13 and 15, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through pun intended, THRUU, like the elders say. Isaiah 13 and 15, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." Everyone that is joined unto who? Esau, Edom, Idumea, Ishashua, waste away is he. A nomen omen, name prediction. Isaiah 13 and 16, "Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes." Psalms 137 and 9 will be in full effect. Dashed against the stones. Isaiah 13:16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. You know, spoils of war, booty, you know.
Yep.
Isaiah 13:17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Who's the Medes? Magog and Gog, the Russians, you know, because the Medes are the son of Japhet. But when Esau Edom took over Europe, he took over that area where the sons of Japhet were living. So in the Bible, it'll talk about, Magog and Gog, the Medes, the sons of Japhet, but it's not actually talking about Japhet. A lot of people will read these scriptures and think, oh, the so-called white man is Japhet. No, he's not. He's Esau Edom. But he took over the lands where Japhet was occupying, and the scriptures will talk about those lands, but it's talking about the people who currently inhabit those lands for new people. Isaiah 13:17, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. As for their gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of thy womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Let me get the next verse. And Babylon, talking about Babylon the Great, America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when I'm going to start again from the top, got a little excited. Isaiah 13:18. And Babylon, Babylon the Great, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh Bashim Shai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And when Yahweh Bashim Shai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, he rained fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, to know that's not talking about ancient Babylon was taken out by Darius the Mede and his men. Belshazzar was drunk as hell, and Darius the Mede came with his men, and the Persian Empire and the Mede Empire took over the Babylonian Empire, man. It wasn't taken out by fire and brimstone. So that's talking about Babylon the Great, And you can still go to ancient Babylon, It's not a place where there's no life that dwells and there's only unclean birds and so on and so forth, man. That's talking about America. Let me get this article real quick. So we'll go to the next one. I'm gonna share the screen for this one.
And
this is a pretty mean one.
I'm gonna bring this out real quick, Ak. I usually start Ezekiel 35, but I had two scriptures real quick go along with what you're saying. This is Ezekiel 35:14. It says, "Thus saith the Lord God, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate." 15, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. So, hey, and that promise of desolation is only to Esau Edom.
Yep. I believe the Bible dictionary says Esau Edom is the place of prominent future judgment, and the only nation that was not, promised any mercy. Any form of mercy from Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Because the other nations, they're going to get their judgment, but after the 1,000 years of captivity is all over, they're going to be able to chill. They're going to get their own land. They're going to be chilling. They have to pay tribute. They're going to have to keep the high holy days and keep the law, but they're going to be, pretty much, semi all good, But Esau, this thing is going to be rounded up and burnt up, man. Pursuant to Obadiah 1:18, there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, man, for the Lord has spoken it.
That's right.
Don't get mad at Yahweh Bashim Yashai, We're just the messengers, man. Don't shoot the messengers.
That's right. I tell people that too. I say, hey, as bad as we're talking about Esau Edom and these out of order women, the Most High, he says even worse things about you. So this is watered down coming through us.
Yep. Now this is blacklistednews.com. I'm zooming in for this one so people can see it. And it reads, hundreds of Florida police departments, plural. I'm gonna start again from the top. Hundreds of Florida police departments participate in a statewide facial recognition program. This came out yesterday from blacklistednews.com. And it reads, the city of Boca Raton is letting its police force participate in a statewide facial recognition program, joining hundreds of communities in Florida, employing the controversial crime fighting technology. But wait, there's more. This came out last week, actually last month, 3 weeks ago. And it reads, World Economic Forum pushes facial recognition technology. And this is slowly but surely walking people in to the society and the system that they have over there in China, where everything is monitored. There's 1,000 cameras, per square area of the town. In areas of the town, you have many cities, many communities. Like for example, in San Diego, you have Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, Imperial Beach. Then you have the inside of San Diego, southeast, the hood, Paradise Valley, so on and so forth. Lincoln Park, then you got, Barrio Logan, so on and so forth. Well, with the society that Esau Edom was looking to push forward and bring forward, the fourth industrial revolution included, as far as the economic phase of it, it's going to be a complete technocracy, man. Where this nigga's looking to be God.
Yep. That social credit system.
Yep.
There's so many cameras. Are you jaywalk in China?
You want to get that Fox business?
By the time you jaywalk in China,
you already got that Fox.
Yeah. You already got fined for jaywalking and the money taken out of your account before you end up even going across the street, which is how quick their system is, for facial recognition and identifying who's so-called breaking the law. Let me load that up real quick, Salak.
It's all good. I'll read this first sentence right here. And it reads, the World Economic Forum's annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland just ended. The theme of the 5-day event, Working Together, Restoring Trust, was both vague and troubling. I'll read the next paragraph, the next sentence. Remember, this is the World Economic Forum. Let me see. I'll get this one. This is the point right here. Yep. The World Economic Forum recently rolled out the Global Coalition for Digital Safety. A part of that is the Digital Services Act, which is a plan to censor the internet over there in the European Union countries. And that's slowly but surely coming to Babylon. Joe Biden just introduced his version of it last month, with the Disinformation Board, for the Department of Homeland Security. And it reads, an initiative designed to accelerate public-private cooperation to tackle harmful content online. In an effort to remedy the scourge of malicious material, the World Economic Forum has together a diverse group of leaders, yada, 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 who are well placed to exchange best practices for new online safety regulation to help millions of connected citizens improve digital media literacy. All bullshit. He's looking to censor the internet, police the internet, using fancy words and, big titles and, comfort words so people will be, cool with it, or people won't blink or bat an eye at it,
Con, and I got that article pulled up,
Go ahead,
from
brother.
the Fox Business.
This is just read the header, like the first paragraph, and then we'll just go through the spirit from there.
Con, this is ESG scores similar to China's social credit system, designed to transform society, think tank director says. And I didn't open up this article and even read that before I said what I said about the social credit system, but that just goes to show you that's exactly where they're going with it. This is major financial institutions and global organizations are using a corporate scoring system to create a type of social credit system designed to influence behavior and transform society, according to a director at a conservative think tank. And you know what these think tanks are? A bunch of elites sitting in the room.
Italy, they're already using it. In Italy, they're already using one. And it's a town in Italy, I believe it may be in Vatican City, or another city in Italy. I know it's in Italy, where they're having a town or maybe an area of Italy do it as a form of a voluntary social credit system. But you know how those voluntary things end up being. The mask policy was voluntary the first 2-3 weeks, first month and a half of the pandemic. Then all of a sudden it went from voluntary to mandatory to jail time to, if we catch you forging certificates, it's a federal crime. If you talk about it on the internet, we're taking your video down, So we got something new. Take the mask off. It's all good. Red light, green light. We can go to work without it. Oh no, you need it. Well, no, you don't need it. We'll send you a letter. Think about it. Okay, we might need it. Okay, we'll take them off. Okay, we got some new.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
new variety. New strand, new strand. At the same time, while they're doing all that, they're rolling out that system for the technocracy grid, and they're putting and placing the Karagba in front of your face as bait. Voluntary, you can buy one, $250 to $500, and then all of a sudden, 6 months later, a year later, they're going to be jamming it down your throat, While people are
I
thinking
just
about
saw.
these new strands, It's called the
Yeah,
bait and switch, the three card Molly trick. That's what Esau Edom's doing, man.
So those 3 cups, switching them around,
Yeah.
lifting it up. Yeah. I just saw it was a protest, so called, that was going on in China, but everyone had a green health pass or a red health pass, depending on your state. But what it was is there was a group of workers in China that were working for a company that were organizing a protest. And so the government caught wind of it, and they made all of their green passes red. So they weren't able to use public transport. Their internet service was minimized to a certain time frame out of the day. So they made their lives harder by just toggling a switch to quiet their political dissidents that are going against the mainstream media in China. In China,
This next article, I'm gonna get into goes into that. This is Natural News, and it reads: Biden's disinformation board has secret plans to conspire with big tech to censor all opposing views. You want to get Amos, the 8th chapter? I'll get Amos 5. I'll get Amos 5 and 10 real quick. And it reads, Amos 5 and 10, and it reads, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And if you go into that word abhor, it means to hate, Abhor. Let's get the definition real quick.
did you want 8 and 11? Out of Amos?
8 and 11, and then 12. Regard with disgust and hatred. That's what abhor means. This is Amos 5 and 15, and it reads, Amos 5 and 13, and it reads, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. And you're going to have a period where it's not going to be, cool to be out there in the highways and byways in the form of defending of the word. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is going to pull his men from off the streets, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Go ahead and bring out that Amos, brother.
This is Amos 8 and 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
Yep. And you want to get 13 as well? Therefore,
I was thinking about reading that. This is verse 13. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. And that thirst is, that philosophy, that truth, that living waters that come from these scriptures. And the virgins is just another word for young women and young men. So,
and this is a scripture I've been running to as of late real heavily. This is Zechariah 13 and 1, just to add balance, because you're going to have those that are going to faint from thirst, and you're going to have those that are able to receive the fountains of living water. This is Zechariah 13 and 1, and it reads, in that day there shall be a fountain open for the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And that fountain is the prophets, who have the rivers of living water. It says in the book of Proverbs, let thy waters be dispersed in the streets. You know,
Mhm.
he that believeth on me, it's a scripture that said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. But there's going to be a period where you're not going to be able to receive this water. And that is the drought and the famine of the word.
That's actually what Nahar means. I actually got my name from that scripture. Out of
Oh,
his belly shall flow rivers of living water. You know, just spitting this
yep.
truth out. So,
Let me get this next article because it goes into this topic. And it reads Biden's disinformation board. I'm going to pull it up to the screen so you can see it. This is from Natural News. This came out 11 days ago. Today's the 21st. It came out the 10th. And it reads Biden's disinformation board had secret plan to conspire with big tech to censor all opposing views. You know, right after that Davos meeting, you had a lot of activity happen. You know, these shootings. You know, them looking to come after your guns and looking to come after truthers. Them looking to silence the internet. You know, them introducing more draconian measures. You know, Canada out there, we're looking to take your straps. You know,
yeah.
now we don't depend on any of that. You know, but I ain't gonna say you're wicked for having a gun. You know, but we know not to put our faith in those things. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Shema Shah to the pulling down of strongholds. Our weapon is right here. That's all we need. You know, the AR-15 through the Spirit, and then the 30-06. You know, through the Spirit.
Mhm.
You know, you got an article, brother, or anything you want to bring out, Shawab?
Nah, I ain't got nothing right now.
Okay.
Because you put all the articles up on the comment board.
Oh, my bad.
I have another article pulled up that you have.
Go ahead, brother.
This is News Target. If I read that right. This is the title. This is DOJ, which is Department of Justice, launching hate crimes snitch line. But of course, all hate targeting conservatives, Christians, and pro-life baby defenders will be utterly ignored. So, I actually got the cops called on me last week because, we were going in on the Rainbow Gang and there were some protesters going by and saying and just cussing at us, and then they left. Cops didn't even talk to us. They literally came up to the end of the block, looked at us, saw what we were doing, turned around and started talking to those other people, and then they left. So they're already trying to, bring problems. But this has only been the third or fourth time I've had cops call on me at camp.
And that's going to be happening more and more. You're going to have, people looking to, to get the prophets killed, to kill the
Yep.
prophets. You're going to have more people come up being more carnal. Like you had the incident with IUIC. It may have been old footage where they got somebody to shoot at them. Sakari had somebody shoot at them, a little while back. Those spirits are going to get more and more turned up the closer we get to the end. And they're going to be turning brothers in for reward money, reward money in your chips, so on and so forth, man.
Yep.
I'll just get this next article. We'll just rock from there. Let me see. You can feel free to grab one,
Yeah, nah. 'Cause you got all them articles on you. I only got a couple. The ones you sent me, you already brought them out.
Oh, Con. If you want to grab one of these on the comment board and just, read it, it's all good, brother. Pull the next one up. There's quite a few of them. Let me get this one instead. Let me see. Yep. So this came out about 8 days ago, and it reads, scientists used human cells to make self-healing living skin for robots. So they have mechanical robotic dogs that can shoot. They have, robots that have skin that look like humans that, basically they have AI right now that can actually, they actually have AI right now that has like senses, emotions, so on and so forth, thinking of a word, thinking robots,
Consciousness.
conscious robots,
Yeah.
That's to combat all you carnal niggas out there, man, because you're not going to be able to defeat this man with his own blessing. You know, Esau Edom's blessing is a sword, man. You know,
Yep. Like those
let
X-Men,
me
the
get.
Sentinels that they had. You know, those
Yep.
robots that were able to absorb the powers. You know, they're gonna have those Terminators out there. But that's why we have to have a balance and have spiritual powers. You know, because without spiritual powers, you're not gonna be able to defeat this man. And like I think you shared it, Ash, about the brother of the testimony that he had of his wife telling him of that old Edomite waking up from that coma from 10 days.
I don't think it was me. I
No, it may
don't
have
think it
been
was me that
another
said that.
Ash. Salakia. but I know I reposted it
I
on my
think that was
story.
probably the odds from. It's probably odds from Toronto. You know, because you got the brother out there in Toronto,
It might have, man.
the
It's
Benjamin
when
brother.
he's scrolling through the
It's all
stories,
good, bro.
sometimes. But
It's all good, bro. I'll read this first
can't find it.
paragraph or two, and I'm gonna get Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. I'm gonna get pull up this precept. Let me see. Slakia. Come on. The devices. Slakia. Dang. Slakia, man.
You good up?
Come on. I'll get out my phone. I'm gonna just read this article real quick. The first paragraph, and it reads: Androids that are part human, part robot, are a staple of science fiction, but they're now a step closer to reality after the researchers crafted a living skin for robots out of human cells. And you have a lot of people who are walking around cyborg because they took the juicy juice. You know, wait to see what comes out of that, man. This is Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. And it reads, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, say to the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai power, because thy heart did lift it up, because thou hast said, I am Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, I sit in the seat of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and no God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. And that's what this man is looking to do through, these robots, through eventually the Charagma, through the technocracy, the grid, his money, the currency. He's going to look to be the Most High, and then if you act up, if you say something against him, he just turns off your Charagma, man,
Okay.
Or he may have something in that juicy juice to where he can hit a button and bug you out, cause those boils to come up on your skin. Who knows? None of us took that shit. We don't know, but
Hell
just,
no.
Just putting scenarios out there,
There's a
Ezekiel
video
28:3.
that's circulating of an embalmer. People that prepare bodies for funerals, pulling out like a long fibrous, almost solid. She said it was like really hard vein from these people that are getting, that juicy juice that's coagulating all their stuff, and that's all I'll say on it. I don't want to get this video flagged at all, but
God.
man, they got it out there.
The water, bro. Because I just got this channel back.
Yeah, I'm trying to be.
Yep, this is Second Ezra 9. I was looking for this. Yep, I just get right to the point. Second Ezra 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there is a peril because of the devices that were come into it. If you go into that word peril, it means harsh times, tribulation, peril. Real quick, and it reads danger or immediate danger. And that's what everybody who doesn't have the protection of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is going to be in. A very, very harsh situation where you're looking at danger or immediate danger, and eventual destruction, if you don't have the protection from the Heavenly Father. It reads Ezekiel 28:3, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, though there is no secret that they can hide from thee. And that's what he's looking to be in the form of, having ultimate power through that Karagman, through that, that fourth industrial, revolution, where he's looking to basically have the grid, inside you. You're going to be the internet of bodies, connected to the internet of things, through what? Through that Karagma, man. Through Karax, the paler steak that is going to put into you either Neuralink or, they have that pill method. That could be a way.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the Karax, which he's going to put in your hand, either hand, and put Graphos inside you. That word Karagma goes into Karax in the Greek, and that word Karax goes into Graphos, which is intelligence, data. And that's what he's looking to have you be, controlled. And he knows you're at it every single point of the day, what you're doing, who you're with, who you're around, your health records, your carbon footprint, meter score, so on and so forth, your social credit score, your bank records. This is natural news. Just switching gears real quick. This is an article that came out 11 days ago, and it reads, America plunging into third world status as police run out of fuel and say they won't respond to 911 calls because of gas prices. So you have, that's going to bring Second Ezra, the 15th and the 16th chapter, faster, man, because you have certain police departments, they're not responding to rape calls,
Yep. Domestic violence as well.
Yep. And that leads into Zechariah, the 14th chapter, where women are going to be getting ravished, man, because police can't respond, If it ain't a murder, if it ain't a robbery, if it ain't a violent crime, don't hit us up.
Yeah.
In Seattle, they're doing the same thing, my hometown. That's the next article. Yeah, they call it Protocol Z. I'll just get the article real quick. Seattle Times. And this came out a few days ago. So the Seattle Times put an article out June 18th, 2022, and it reads, the police aren't coming, but now in Seattle, they have a name for it, and it's called Z Protocol. You want to get a second, that's just the 15th chapter? 16 through, they get 14 through 19, brother. Like a shot.
15, 14 through 19?
Yeah.
I had one in Ezekiel 7 too on deck.
Go ahead. I'll get second Ezra. Just go ahead, brother.
Okay. I just pulled it up.
Just get Ezekiel 7.
This is
I'll get the first paragraph from the article, so that way we're just moving rapid speed because there's a few more articles, then we'll wrap on up.
Let's get it. This is you first or me first.
Yep. So I got the first paragraph, and it reads, it's well known that Seattle police are struggling to respond to 911 calls in a speedy manner, but the notion that cops like you aren't coming has become such a routine of city life that they've created a new way of tracking their non-responsiveness. And, as a play-by-play of what's happened in Seattle since I left, it's become literally like a scene from American Gangster, man. You've seen American Gangster, you have the fiends all walking around, tents all set up and whatnot. How Denzel Washington, he had the glasses on looking at people, serve people and whatnot. That's how Seattle looks in a form of this junkie central.
All cracked out on blue magic.
It looks like Philadelphia, man. And that's what America's slowly but surely turning into. City by city, third world country status. If you go to downtown San Diego, you see the same thing, man, except at a more turned down rate. Seattle is huge as far as being hit by the opioid epidemic. And that's those curses being put on our enemies, man, because you had a lot of Jake being strung out off that shit in the form of, the heroin epidemic that hit in the 60s and 70s. Then crack came out. Yeah, Jake, off of crack and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Well, those curses are starting to hit Esau, man. You see Edomites around strung out through stanky, nasty, in their own kingdom,
And it's crazy too because
is this the nigga,
Yeah. 2 hours south of Seattle is a city I used to live in, is Portland. And Oregon decriminalized all drugs. So I went to visit. I want to say like it was like a month or 2 months ago. I was driving through Portland to see some family, and man, you see tent cities. You see more trash, windows busted out from protests that happened last year, 2 years ago. You know, trash everywhere. Businesses closed down. Man, the mirth of this place is going down. And so, like, I lived in Portland when it was still on and popping and all that stuff. Coming back to it years later, man, it's a trash town, just like the brothers talking about in Seattle, which is, like I said, it's a 2 hour drive.
2.5 hours.
But I do
Just
have
me.
those
It's all
two
good,
and a half.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
good.
Maybe it's just my driving.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, brother. Because I used to
You're
go
good,
back
you're
and
good.
forth. I was actually born in Portland. But the Seattle Times, back to the article, back to the lesson. And it reads, it's called Z Protocol. And that's what it's called when the police aren't showing up. You know? I don't know why they picked the letter Z. Maybe it's because the last whatever. The new Z protocol criteria for 911 calls were described as a recent Seattle City Council public safety meeting. Basically, when you call 911, you are ranked as a high priority for police response if there's violence occurring. So if it's nonviolent, they ain't coming. You know, a simple argument, domestic dispute. You know, the bitch ain't got a bloody lip, her eye out her socket, she ain't busted up. You know, or two people arguing, or somebody comes and jacks your car. They ain't coming. You know, unless they stab you or they shoot you. You know, and
Man, you
that's just the 15th chapter, slowly but surely, you know, coming into fruition on a smaller scale. It's only going to get more blown up, man. That hot air balloon's only get more hot air in it before it busts. And the reason, basically, when you call 911, you're ranked as high priority for violence for police response, like if there's violence occurring, and if there's imminent
wild.
threat of life or property damage. So somebody breaks your window, you know, somebody stabs somebody, shoots somebody, that's when the police are coming. Besides that, don't hit them up. Lower priority calls are also dispatched, but if the police are too busy, these calls can be put into triad queue for a supervisor to look into later. So somebody steals your car, so on and so forth. Anything that's non-violent or non-life threatening, or also the property damage, they're not responding.
Yeah, and
And
let's
that's
say it's not a violent crime of somebody stealing your car. If you go try to kick their ass because you're defending your property, you're the one that's gonna get arrested. That just goes to show you how backwards this society is, that you can't even defend what's yours. The store owners in California, you can't even stop a shoplifter. But this is Ezekiel 7:5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come." And it's like Elder Apostle Nahar says, the charagma isn't around the block, it's at the door. So we're in those times.
This is second Ezra 15 and 14, and it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." And woe means destruction. "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." From the biggest level, as far as thermonuclear war, country against country, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, down to your local citizens fighting each other over bread rations from the store, or invading one another because there's no bread. Going into the next verse real quick, second Ezra 15 and 16, and it reads, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And a perfect example of that is Sri Lanka. Look what they're doing over there in Sri Lanka. They're snatching up politicians, pushing their cars into the river, setting them on fire, coming up to their houses, 50 cats bum rushing, the security for a senator's home or a politician's homes. They're running up in their houses. They're beating them up. They're beating them up on camera, beating them with bats, beating them with lead pipes, shaking them down. Because what? because there's a famine going on in the land, man. And people are tired of it. And that's coming to Babylon the Great pretty soon. As soon as everything hits the fan, you're going to see people's true colors. Second Ezra 17, and it reads, for a man, it's like a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. And a brother just put out a lesson saying he had a dream of not being able to travel because of the Karagman. I reposted it on my channel. I got to watch it a little later, and that's soon to happen. And that was happening the year before in Canada, in Toronto, because of the Yo Jabba Jabba. If you didn't have a green pass, a Canadian green pass, you couldn't travel from Ontario to Alberta to British Columbia, from British Columbia to Quebec, and that's right next door. Second Ezra 15 and 18, and it reads, for because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. This is the point. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, the modern day sword is the gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's trouble is not only Jacob's trouble, it's just called Jacob's trouble because Jacob's going to be catching the most hell. It's going to be everybody's trouble. You're going to have Elam out there getting into it with Elam, getting out there, Elam getting into it with Esau, Moab, and Ammon going head up because, this is going to affect everybody. But the good thing about it is the elect are going to be able to escape out of it. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to take care of his elect. You want to get Isaiah the 65th chapter, Shawab?
Yeah, I got you. Isaiah what?
65, where it talks about my servant shall eat. I think it's about 14.
This is Isaiah 65 and 14. No, it's like it goes up actually. 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
You can speak on it, brother. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so so we're gonna be good at it in those times. Everybody else is gonna be starving while we eating. Because the Lord gonna have care for His elect. The Lord's gonna make sure that His elect is good, while everybody else is feeling the wrath of the Lord.
I'll get that real quick. Since you mentioned and roughly paraphrased that precept, I'll grab that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter.
Yep.
Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. You got your phone on you, Nahar?
Huh.
You can get the next article. The one after this one. I'll just send it to you in the IG real quick.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was the ammo one.
Yeah, it's this one right here. You can grab both of them because they're pretty much simultaneous. I can't send it to you. Oh man. You can get the one right there in the IG, the last one I just sent, because it's breaking news. They just did it tonight.
Okay, on IG. Okay,
yeah, because the natural news articles I can't send them to you guys. I gotta send them to your phone number because they block natural news on Instagram and Facebook. You can't share a natural news article. They'll literally take down your page or suspend your account. Those are banned websites on IG.
I got this out, man. This was literally just released. It doesn't even have a like or a comment yet. This is from End Time Headlines. Developing senators strike gun deal in Washington. It's the first paragraph. Slovakia. It says Senate bargainers reached an agreement Tuesday on a bipartisan gun violence bill, potentially teeing up final passage by week's end on an incremental but landmark, if I said that right, landmark package that would stand as Congress' response to mass shootings in Texas and New York that shook the nation.
So they're coming after your guns,
Yep.
This is another news article that goes into that. This is from Natural News, and this came out 3 days ago. And it goes into disarming the people. Biden administration moving to severely limit popular ammo used in AR-15s. You know, and what did Canada do? Canada put a ban on the straps.
Yep.
You know, they're like, you can't even go purchase. Now, if you have a ban on guns, you know, you're starving people out. You know, that only leads to one thing, man. You know, order ab KO. And if they're banning guns in the form of selling them and grabbing them, you know, and we're not going to put our faith in those things. We're spiritual men. We're just painting a picture here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what we're supposed to do. We're seers. We're visionaries. If they're banning the buying and selling, they're only good. It's only a matter of time before they come and ban owning. You know,
Yep.
It's only a matter of time. Let me get this real quick, because this is what we're gonna do. Let me get Zephaniah 3 and 8, and it reads. You want to get Isaiah the 44th chapter, Shawab? Psalms 44.
Got you.
I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. You can start from 5, the fifth verse. Thy name, you know, this is Zephaniah 3 and 8, and it reads, "Therefore wait ye upon me, because vengeance belongs to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua." We're going to see people get carnal. You're going to see a lot of death. You know, you're going to see a lot of things happen. You know, a lot more bug outs, people mocking and scoffing the doctrine of the apostles, disrespecting the elders that taught them. You may even actually have men who used to teach, who used to watch, snitch on the apostles and turn them in and try to turn them in for reward money on their chip, man. You're going to see shit like that if you're the elect, man. I'm just painting scenarios, man. You know, you're going to see dudes completely bug the fuck out, man. You're going to see people eating, you know, barbecuing their children. You know, cannibalism is going to come back, man. You know, you're going to see Esau Edom show his horns, man. You know, you're going to see your family members turn on you, snitch on you. You know, there's brothers who've had visions of that. You know, I had a vision of that. My family member snitched on me, man. You know, just to keep one thou out, man. You know, it was a long time ago, about a year and a half ago. You know, a year and some change ago. I did a lesson on it. But you're going to have things like that happen. That's why the scriptures say through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom, man. It's not going to be an easy ride. That word straight means a narrow position of difficulty, man. You know, Zephaniah 3 and 8, and it reads, "Therefore wait ye upon me." Who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, Hawashanawa, deliver us. That's the only hope, is that our names are written in the book of life, man. If not, we're toast. Zephaniah 3 and 8, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, until the day that I rise for the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour out upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." That's 7 possessive statements that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has in that verse, man. Complete. You know, you're going to have to completely apply Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
I have another one that goes along with "I will not trust in my bow."
Go ahead, bring it up, bro.
This is Proverbs 21 and 31. It says, "The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord Yahweh." So, you know, you can make all these preparations that you want all day long, but if you don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you have nothing. And ultimately, all your preparations are going to go through Murphy's Law, which anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
God. You know,
And that's just a worldly saying, not scriptural.
but that's the story of Jake, you know. You know, that's literally the story of Jake, you know, but that's soon to come to an end. You got that Psalms 44, brother?
Yeah, I got it. Psalms 44 and 5. "Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name we will tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." Right?
And you want to get the 7th one as well?
Yeah, I got you. but thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame that hated us. And Yahweh will boast all day long and praise thy name forever. Salah. Go ahead.
Yep. Oh, you can speak on it, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like you were saying, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. We have to worry about things like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do is all putting our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Like it tells you in Proverbs 18:10, the name of the Lord is a strong town, the righteous man runneth into and is safe. Not gonna be like the rest of these other cancers out there, putting their trust in their bow.
Oh, you know what? That's what King David said when he was cursing out Goliath. He said, "You come at me with spears, sword, and a shield, and I come at you with the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua."
That's right.
And Saul was scared. Saul was scared. And what did David say? This is an uncircumcised heathen, man.
He said, "You delivered me out of my hand this day."
Yeah, beautiful. And that's the mentality of the house of David, man. These are uncircumcised heathens. These are the Philistines 2.0, man.
And even Saul tried.
We're not scared of Esau, man.
That's right.
The Esau don't pump no fear. Esau don't pump no fear over here, man. We see how through this nigga is, man. This nigga's out here getting caught humping dogs. Joe Biden's getting caught looking at kitty porn and crackhead porn. Your Navy's getting made fun of because they're having sissy boy drills, man. Your dollar's crumbling. People don't believe your lies anymore. You're starting to get exposed for who you really are. You're hurt. You're through. You're looking to take the truth off the internet, and that's biblical prophecy. That has to happen. And as you're doing that, the house of David is waxing stronger. The men who are really in tune with this thing, their faith is starting to get stronger. Because just to use a carnal example, like for example, the Warriors, when they won Game 5, man, they could taste blood. They you get closer to that finish line, you see that finish line, you start to hunger more and more. Like, okay, we almost here, man. It's like you running a 1,000, you run a 100-meter dash, man. The closer you get to the finish line, you realize that nobody's behind you. I got this. You start running faster, man. That's what the elect are doing in the form of running to the finish line, man. This is Sirach. I get Sirach. I had Sirach. My bad. I had a couple precepts on deck. This is Sirach 2 and 10 to match up with Psalms 44. And it reads, look at the generations of old. I'm going to get Sirach 2 and 9. And it reads, ye that fear the Lord hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Everlasting joy and mercy. That's what's coming. The glory of the latter house. Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? The three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Ananiah, Azariah. Mishael. Daniel when he was thrown in the lion's den. Paul when he was thrown in prison. Peter. The same thing. Just lock it. This is Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Not one. This is Psalms 124, and it reads, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, when they had swallowed us up quick, when their wrath was kindled against us, the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. And that's not going to happen to the elect. And those proud waters that's being talked about is Esau Edom, because it's a characteristic of Esau Edom is he's a prideful man. Psalms 124 and 6, blessed be the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who had not given us as a prey to their teeth. And their teeth is symbolic of their military, their sword, Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That word name goes into report. Doctrine in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, it goes into his rank, his authority. Our help is in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who had made heaven and earth, and all things are made by Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Thrones, dominions, scepters, so on and so forth, including Esau's bitch ass. That idea that he has in his head to put an implantable device in you, that's a thought that was given to him by Yahweh Hashem Yahshai to fulfill biblical prophecy, so the elect can get the victory over it. Right. Everything's all prophecy, man, and this is playing out in its perfection, and we get to see it. We get a front row seat to it, man. This is beautiful. Yeah. I don't want to keep on rambling. Let me get another article.
We're on that high position where we can see everything from the watchtower coming and coming into fruition.
You want to get Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, Shawab, since the brother mentioned the watchtower, and that's like literally the title of the lesson. It shall surely come. What's the title? I didn't throw the title on there. Yeah, I was going to throw a title on there as far as Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, the 3rd verse.
Yep. Let's start from the top. This is Habakkuk 2:1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. You can speak on it.
So yeah, the vision is yet for an appointed time, and that's pretty much what, everything is being made clear at the end of the day. It's like, what is that in Second Ezra's 9? You got to measure the time diligently in itself, and everything that's happening right now is what happened.
I got that for you, bro. I'll bring it out for you. 2nd Ezra 9:1, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, and that those signs past is talking about the vision, the prophecies, the tokens, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. This is the point right here. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And he spoke those things to the prophets, who have been around since the world began, pursuant to Luke, the 1st chapter.
That's right.
Let me get Ezekiel, the 12th chapter.
He jumped down to 5.
Go ahead, bro. Bring it all out.
No, I'm saying while you was in 2nd Ezra 9, jump down to 5.
Oh, come on. I thought you said you were going to jump down to 5. My bad, bro. This is 2nd Ezra 9. My bad, bro. This is 2nd Ezra 9:5. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. An end is come. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. And the end is the end of Esau, Edom's rulership. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And we're this close, man.
That's right.
We're this close. We can see the finish line, man. Only thing this dude has to do is set up the chipping stations and say mandatory.
That's right.
We can't wait.
I got one.
Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, and the 21st verse, and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, what? What did it say? Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel? Because you have our people who mock and scoff the prophets. This came out a little earlier. Some precepts are so nice, you got to read them twice. Hosea 4:4, and it reads, yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. And who are the priests? The priests are Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's messengers. Malachi 2:7, and it reads, Malachi 2:7, for the priest leaps, slacking. I'm gonna calm down. Malachi 2:7, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the priests are Yahweh Shem Yahshai's mouthpiece. Malachi 2:7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. And our people mock and scoff, you know? Ezekiel 12:22, Son of man, what is this proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Ezekiel 12:23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem power. And that's what we're telling you. We're not telling you, thus said the brother Shawab, thus said the brother Nahar, thus says Hebrew Israelites of Idaho, thus says, Shawab out there in New Jersey, going ham on Amalek, thus says Ashamoth out here getting scoffed, getting people run up to the camp, We're telling you, thus say Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Ezekiel 12:23. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. Because you have a lot of our people, they're into black unconsciousness, they're into, Christianity, Buddhism, being Moors, that Moor thing is a big thing, they think that they're being deep talking about,
the law.
American. Yeah,
yeah.
It's that all black shit, man. It's not a black thing, man. It's an Israelite thing, This is Ezekiel 12:23. I mean, if it was a black thing, why would I be, posting up, feeding the sheep with two Northern Kingdom brothers, man? This is Ezekiel the 37th chapter, man. The two sticks coming together. You got Zebulon, right there at the bottom of the screen. You got Issachar right here. Then you got Judah, man. All together in one accord, Sirach the 36th chapter, gather the 12 tribes from the beginning, Ezekiel 12:23. And they should no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. Matching up with Habakkuk the 2nd chapter.
I got one real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Joel 2:1. This is blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yep.
So
let me get one or two more of these articles. We'll wrap on up.
And part of bringing out those articles is blowing that trumpet, because we're bringing out the articles that's in, secular world news, and we're filtering it through the scriptures, and it's saying blow the trumpet in Zion, because Zion, which is all of Israel, to Zion, which goes into my monument, is who we're trying to warn, not the, even though all these heathens are going to get their judgments, we're focused on giving the warning to our people first, which is Zion.
Our care is for the elect. We endure all things for the elect's sake. Lord's will, we're of that number, but that's who we go out here and preach and prophesy to, those that can understand. 2nd Ezra 8. Let me get the G&T real quick, because I was bringing this out earlier in the comment board. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. Come on, phone. Now the phone wants to act up. Come on, phone. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, and in 2nd Ezra 8 and 51. Slack I'll get 50 as well. And it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Two words that should stick out in the scripture is great miseries and then great pride. That's what the Lord hates, pride.
Many.
And, yes, and great miseries, great pride. Well, future place of judgment that's going to catch hardcore judgment. Babylon the Great. This is 2nd Ezra 8 and 51. But understand for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee, those who are like-minded. Going back into the high elder priest, he said if a nigga can't get it, we just moving on. 2nd Ezra 8 and 51, the G&T. Because this truth is only for the elect. You want to get Galatians 6 and 16, one of y'all brothers?
I can get it.
Okay.
Do you want that first?
Yeah, come
Come on. This is Galatians 6:16. It reads, "And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy, and upon the Israel of Yahweh."
Yep, the Israel, the Most High.
That's right.
The elect. That's who this thing is all about, man. Yahweh Shai and the elect. Because this truth is only given to the elect in this eon, this age. Second Ezra 8:51, the Good News Translation. But Ezra, you should be thinking about the glory that is waiting for you and those like you.
That's right.
You want to get that at Galatians 6:16 one more time, brother?
Come on. This is Galatians 6:16. "And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy, and
Shalom.
upon the Israel of the Most High." That's right. That's right. I always peace be on them. I always see Shalom in my brain too. Peace be
That's
unto
what
you.
the Lord said.
Yep.
John 20, peace be unto you, and then he breathed on them. Then once he breathed on them, the Holy Spirit came upon them, man.
And even the some of the
After
letters
that,
it says to the churches
he
scattered
sent them.
abroad. Yep.
And after that, he sent them. And then through sending them, he said, basically those who don't listen, their sins, man, I don't want to butcher it, but, those who know what I'm talking about, those who know, man. This is a precept of the Common Board. Slakia. I'll get this last article and then we'll wrap on up. I know it's late over there in the East Coast.
Hoy.
This is Sirach. This is Philippians 2:1, and it reads, "If there be Slakia, come on, Slakia, not my computer wants to trip." Philippians 2:1, and it reads, "If there be any consolation in Hamashiach, any comfort of love, any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord and of one mind." Matching up with 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, the 10th verse. We're all supposed to speak the same thing, But back into the lesson real quick. You want to get Revelation 13, 16 through 18, brother? And we'll go to this last article and we'll wrap on up. And Lord, you found this lesson edifying and informative. Just wanted to go into the news because you have a lot happening.
A lot.
You get to touch on everything we wanted to touch on, but Lord, you still were edified. There's a lot more going on in this, but hey, this is what we were able to get through the Spirit. This is newstarget.com, and this came out today. Actually, this came out 2 days ago. And I'll let y'all see the header right here. If y'all can see it. And it reads, World Economic Forum lead advisor, Yuval Noah Harari, says humans are now hackable animals. Free will is over. And that's Ezekiel the 28th chapter, which I was getting into earlier. Let me get that real quick. Ezekiel 28. And I'll start from the 3rd verse. "Behold, are wiser than Daniel, though there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures." Physically and physically doublefold, because, he has the Heavenly Father's silver and gold in his hands. And the law says, "He that stealeth it, man, if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." The Heavenly Father's gold and silver is the southern and the northern kingdom, Judah and Israel, the southern kingdom being the kingdom of Judah and the northern kingdom being the kingdom of Israel. Southern kingdom being you so-called Negroes, Latino, you so-called Negroes, Haitians, and West Indians. And the northern kingdom is the native tribes that were here before Christopher Columbus got his greasy, red ass over here, man. This is Jeremiah. This is Ezekiel 28:5 28 and 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shah power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom. They shall defile thy brightness, going into those ICBM missiles. Revelation 17 and 16. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High, but thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. And that's your future. That's your fortune cookie. That's what's going to happen to you, man. And you're not going to say to you, how about Shemi Ashai, the angels, or your fellow Edomite brothers that I'm a God. You're going to be through, man, getting hit, getting duped. You're going to be on the other side of, do we have a problem? You got one, a big one.
The muzzle.
This is the meat and potatoes of the article. I'm going to read the first two paragraphs. And it reads, Professor Yuval Noah Harari, best-selling author of Sapiens and Homo Deus. And this nigga's this nigga's a homo, man. This nigga got a boyfriend. He's trying to tell you what you can do and how you can do, track your carbon footprint and all that bullshit, man. And so is Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab's a mud chaser as well, man. A Snicker bar face, man. And it reads, and the top advisors to the World Economic Forum, founder Klaus Schwab, his booty buddy, claimed that human beings can be hacked and controlled. And that's why this dude needs to be taken out of the way, because if you leave it up to Esau, there's not going to be any flesh saved. You're going to be walking around, you're going to be a robot, cyborg, everything is going to be genetically modified, all the air defiled, sprayed chemtrails everywhere.
Like the episode of Black Mirror. They just got their daily dose.
And this dude doesn't want the elders from LA were going into this. This dude's so diabolical. If he had it his way, he would have it to where you wouldn't be able to get in contact with the woman, man. And if you did, it's a fine or a jail sentence, man.
Yeah, what do they say? They want to destroy the orgasm. I was watching that camp, the LA camp.
Yeah.
I was watching that same one. Yeah.
Yeah, if he had it his way, as soon as babies come out of the womb, he'd hack off your rod, man.
Yep.
This is the second paragraph. Humans are now trackable animals. The whole idea that humans have a soul and spirit, or they have free will, whatever. There's no such thing as free will. Man's goings are the Lord, Proverbs 20 and 24. So whatever, I choose whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will. That's over. Free will, he said at a recent speaking engagement, And this is the point right here. And maybe most importantly, all this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. That's what he wants to do. He wants to put a surveillance under your skin through the charagma. You want to get the 16th verse?
Con, I got it out.
Okay.
This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yep.
Actually, I actually got a big old charagma poster right next to me.
Con.
What? Con, you want 17?
Yeah, but say charagma instead of M-A-R-K, Baba Kasha.
Con. This is Revelations 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Yep, and that goes into the universal product code, which he's looking to put under your skin through that charagma, through karax, that paler steak, and it's going to put the ability to store graphos inside you. And that word charagma goes into karax, and that word karax goes into graphos in the Greek, which means karax, a paler steak, something that they're going to use to put the charagma inside you, and it's going to store what? Graphos, intelligence, data. You know, your social credit score. You know where you bought your last meal from. Your carbon footprint tracker. You know how many pumps you took last night before you busted off in your woman. You know your health score. I mean your health profile, your inoculation status, your bank records, your medical records, your social credit score. You know, that's him looking to be as the Most High and sit in the temple of the Most High. You know, and this is the ultimate form of idolatry in the form of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is the ultimate form of idolatry because you're pledging allegiance to this man's beast system. You want to get 18 as well?
Con, this is 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and 6, and the score
Real
is
quick.
20.
Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna get that word for wisdom. It's locked in.
Con, I was just gonna say
Uh,
no, go get your stuff first. I was just gonna say if nobody knew what score meant, but most people know what the number is. But
three score six means 3 score 6 means 6 3 times. You know.
Con, yeah, three
Let me
three
get 18.
score, yeah, 600 3score and 6.
600,
Score,
three
yeah,
score,
score
600,
is, yeah, score is 20.
6.
Yeah.
Con.
So 600. Then this is that word wisdom, right? That word wisdom is Sophia. Real quick.
Strong's G 4678. Sophia.
And I brought this up. Con, my bad, bro. Sometimes I get a little excited. The water for correction. Yeah, pull it up right here. Now my computer's tripping. It's probably because I'm low on battery. But let me get this real quick. Yep, Con, it does mean 20. Let me pull this up so y'all can see. And I went into this before, those maybe new or just tuning in. If you go into that word wisdom, which is Sophia, I'll let him say it one more time.
Strong's G 4678. Sophia.
Yep, and it reads wisdom, broad, full of knowledge, intelligence, use of the knowledge of very diverse matters. Can y'all see the screen? Okay, Con. The wisdom which belongs to men, Revelation 21:3, the tabernacle of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is with men. Now, this is the point right here. Slack it. You want to read that verse one more time?
Con, which one do you want? 17, Knock?
Yep.
18.
18?
Con.
Oh, so like I'll start at 17. I can't see the screen. That's why I'm on my phone, so everything's too small.
Oh, yeah. Con.
This is Revelations 13 and 17, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him
Yep.
that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 600 threescore and 6.
Yep, it says, here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding. So if you don't know the correct breakdown of the charagma, you don't have wisdom or understanding. Now, that word wisdom goes into Sophia, and it means the intelligent, evinced in discovering the meaning of some mysterious number or vision. What mysterious number or vision? Well, one of them is the correct breakdown of the charagma, man. It says the intelligence evinced in discovering the meaning of some mysterious number or vision. And the main prophecy that we're looking for is that charagma to be mandatory, man. And that word mysterion goes into mysteries. That word mysteries goes into mysterion in the Greek. And that's, and I'll just get it real quick. You know, just don't want to butcher it. I'll get a scripture that goes into it. Let me get 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. 1 Corinthians 2 and 7. Now my computer wants to act up. I just use the KJV. Come on. So 1 Corinthians, the second chapter, and the 7th verse. Come on, man. Slakia. My computer got demons on it. I may have to get it from my phone because my computer's being non-compliant. God. This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 7, and it reads, "But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahshai in the mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory." And then we just went into that word wisdom. That word wisdom is Sophia, which is the mysterious vision or some number, you know, basically, which is hidden, you know. Now this word wisdom, it's like it. That word mystery is mysterion. And I went for, you know, repetition. And we got new listeners, you know, who come into this thing, you know, every day. And that goes into hidden thing, mystery. And it reads, generally mysteries, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated and not to ordinary mortals. And one of the mysteries that's confided to, you know, those initiated and not to ordinary mortals is the true understanding and breakdown of the Quran, which you have a lot of camps breaking down wrong. And that's a prophecy that you can't get wrong, even out of sincerity. Because if you go out there and you tell somebody the Quran is dating white women, which is not, being an Israelite cop, which is not, you know, being in the military, which is not, you know, or it's philosophies or it's Christianity, you know, and they go out there and they take that implantable RFID that odds on your man, you know. I'll get this real quick. Of the Most High, secret counsels which govern the Most High in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from the ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly. You know, Sirach 39 and 24. His ways are plain to the godly and hidden from the, you know, ungodly, roughly paraphrasing. But I think that's it. You know, don't want to keep y'all too long because I know it's a little late out there. Goes. Lord's will, you were edified. And in closing, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Rash. Giving double honors unto the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children listening and learning from the servants and prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and a hearty shalom to the sincere brethren doing the work in truth and sincerity spread across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. So, Lord's will, you were edified, and you know, Tawada to the brothers for tuning in, you know, and helping me get the lesson done. You know, it's a pleasure to do a lesson with y'all. And until next time, next live stream, next camp session, Lord's will tomorrow. Shalom, DTA, wa abba. So,
Shalom.
shalom.